Hi, besties. It's Anya from TLC New Chapter. So, I've been noticing something. Kody Brown seems to have the hardest time letting go of one specific wife. And what's wild is, it's the same wife he cast aside first in the entire series, Meri. This is the same woman he's publicly proclaimed some of the ugliest things about. How he never loved her. How she's horrible, unstable, dangerous. He said he's scared of her, even referred to her as evil. And yet, with all that, Meri revealed a huge bombshell at the tell-all. And get this, Kody, as of fall 2024, is still playing emotional games with her. Right at the beginning of this episode, this video you are watching right now, Meri informed Suki that only a few weeks prior to sitting down for the tell-all, Kody had called her up and informed her that he was still mourning the demise of their marriage. Now, I will be the first to tell you that Kody would never confess that in the public eye, but really, it makes sense. It aligns perfectly with the way Kody has treated Meri all these years. He belittles her publicly, tells her he doesn't love her, calls her a betrayer, while stringing out this emotional grasp in private. And let's take a moment to discuss the sheer misogyny involved here. Kody, in his religious arrangement that allows him to marry several women, technically fathered children with other women while remaining married to Meri. That is legal infidelity, no doubt. He was cheating. But somehow, when Meri, shunned, ignored, hungry for human contact, seeks someone with whom to communicate outside of the marriage, she is the bad guy. The manner in which people swallow this premise that she cheated on him just makes my blood boil. Let's be real. Meri didn't betray Kody. He betrayed her. He abandoned her emotionally, physically, spiritually. He walked out and now, years down the line, still continues to manipulate her. Put yourself in Meri's shoes. You've walked away, begun anew. You may have even met someone new, and then, after the breakup, your ex is calling you and saying, "I'm still mourning the loss of our marriage." How many of you have had something like that occur? An ex calling, making you wonder about everything? I'll give you a personal anecdote. This did happen to me as well. I've been married for 16 years now, so this was a long, long time ago. I dated this one guy prior to meeting my husband. We were together for a brief period and had one of those on-again, off-again relationships for a bit. When we parted, we never really got back together, but he would continue to pop up, emailing me, saying he missed me, even after I became engaged. The last time he attempted to pull this was indeed my first year of marriage. I had to block him. I said to him, "I'm married. You don't get to do this anymore." And let me tell you, when an ex says they miss you, it's not that they're trying to look back on the breakup and get closure. They're playing games with your feelings. They're attempting to draw you back in. In retrospect, I can confidently say that 2 of the guys I went out with prior to my husband were certainly narcissistic. The one I'm referring to currently? No question about it. Textbook narcissist. He toyed with my head. As soon as I was happy or had begun to move on, here he'd pop up again, attempting to unsettle me, make me doubt, coax me with the prospect of reconciliation. And for a moment, I'd always ask myself, could we make it? But deep down, it had nothing to do with love. It had to do with control. It had to do with him watching me happy and wanting to take that away. He didn't really want to be with me, but he didn't want me happy either. That's what this type of game is. It's playing with someone's feelings, toying with their heart. And that's what Kody's doing. Even now, many years after Meri has moved on, Kody still won't let her go. Now, I know that Meri has been working on herself a lot recently, be it therapy or personal growth, but I don't think that she's done as much as the same degree or type of intensive healing that Christine has. And because I've had my own therapy, and because I've had to work with narcissists in both family and romantic relationships, I want to just pause here, not only to spill the tea, but to try to break down what's actually occurring. Because perhaps, if you're experiencing something like Meri, this can make you understand things better. We all know that Kody fits every box of a narcissist. I know. Some of you may be tired of hearing me say so. You say to me, if you call him a narcissist one more time, I'm going to bang my head against the table. But look, there's just no other way to discuss Kody without talking about the plain fact. He has all the characteristics of a malignant narcissist. And it's not just a label, it's about the damage this personality causes to the people in their orbit. Narcissists need attention. They need it. Positive or negative, doesn't matter. That is their fuel. Kody even confessed that until everything began to unravel, he felt as if his entire family loved him. They treated him like a god, like he was the center of the universe, almost a god. And this is what narcissists survive on: outside validation. They don't understand people as separate beings with feelings. They understand people as means to an end, to an emotional fulfillment of their own. And here's the thing. If someone used to be a reliable source of validation, someone loyal, someone who used to build them up, it becomes incredibly hard for them to let that person go, because those are the exact people who are the easiest to reel back in. They know how to push your buttons and play on your loyalty. That's the trap. For so many, leaving a narcissist has them left feeling so exposed. After you get the distance you need and your head clears, you begin to see how distorted the dynamic was. I recall when I finally ended things with some of the narcissistic family members, getting an entire year just to emotionally de-stress. My entire life prior to that was a mist of abuse, never being good enough, second-guessing myself all the time, gaslighted, lied to, and emotionally worn down. And the terrifying part is this: narcissists don't wish to lose their supply. So after they've thrown you away or used you like a doormat, they'll return. That's what we refer to as hoovering, like the vacuum cleaner pulling you back in. It's all within the cycle of narcissistic abuse. Kody's had Meri stuck in the same cycle for more than 30 years. Now, Meri recently stated, I'm not going to let him weigh me down with his sadness. And while I understand what she means, it's really ironic, because Kody had been complaining to her about weighing him down with the way she felt. Isn't that sad? They grew up in a household where emotion was viewed as an inconvenience, to be hidden. Kody would explain he didn't wish to carry her burden. And now she's turning that around on him. I'm not carrying yours. But the trick is, he's not, in fact, asking her to carry something. What he's actually doing is attempting to reel her back in. And I think maybe Meri is misunderstanding what is going down. Because this has nothing to do with grief. It has to do with control. This is textbook hoovering. You go no contact or pull away, and then, bam! They initiate contact. They apologize, play as if they've changed, claim they want to be friends once more, plead with you to drop the past. And then the love bombing. Anything you did wrong suddenly doesn't matter anymore. You're wonderful. Their favorite ex-wife. Their best connection. It's flattery shrouded in manipulation. They'll tell you that they want to be friends with you. They'll start these intimate, emotional conversations about your future, your emotions, shower you with compliments, remind you of how amazing you are. And occasionally they'll even go as far as to engineer interactions that feel like accidents. Perhaps they accidentally text you. Perhaps you receive a random phone call where they say, "Oh, I thought I was calling someone else." Or they'll just suddenly appear somewhere they know you'll be, even when it doesn't make any sense that they'd be there. They'll also create crises. This was something that happened all the time in my household. There was always some emergency where they needed to contact me. It's a classic hook. And when that fails, they'll try to use your friends, your family, as spies who can creep back into your life. And all the while, they're gaslighting you, trying to make you believe that what happened with them wasn't actually as terrible as you recall. Because they want you back. They want that feedback you provided them, the supply they needed. And to bring you back in, they realize they have to distort your memories, manipulate your truth, cause you to doubt your agony. But the truth is, if you let them back in, nothing will ever change. It's the same draining cycle all over again every single time. Love bombing, devaluation, discard. And then the hoovering begins all over again. It's a poisonous merry-go-round that just keeps running and running. And Kody? He's been dancing this very same dance with Meri for literal decades. Escaping that cycle of narcissistic abuse is so difficult, particularly when it's someone you know close up, a partner, a sibling, a parent. Narcissists go after your empathy, your kindness, your hope that somehow, some way, they'll finally change. They promise you everything, and because you're empathetic, you want to believe them. Meri said to Kody, "You don't get to do this to me anymore." And what did he do? He got upset. He shot back that yes, he did have the right to speak to her. That's a narcissist thinking, straight-up entitlement. They think your boundaries don't exist for them. They think that they own the conversation, the relationship, your emotional space. That reaction from Kody also says something else to me. He is not receiving the degree of validation he requires from Robyn alone. Because with narcissists, there never is enough. They always need more. And Kody, who has been living in the spotlight of plural marriage for 30-plus years, he does not know how to get by without several women giving him that adoration. He's never been satisfied with one wife, and he never will be. That's why he keeps trying to pull Meri back in, even when he says he doesn't want her. He doesn't want her happy without him. It's manipulative. And I'd bet that for years, he's used the exact same tricks, emotional mind games, to keep her dangling, hoping, waiting. In this show, Christine really called him out on it. She told him Kody manipulated them all, lied to them, played them all, and when Kody cried about Meri leaving, Christine was enraged. She was humiliated because he destroyed that family. He doesn't get to cry, he doesn't get to be the victim. Now, Meri and Christine didn't always agree, but Christine does tell the truth. And not everybody wants a truth teller around. Some folks are uneasy around a person who calls things like they see 'em. But as of October 2024, Kody still hadn't released Meri. And by then, Meri had already moved on emotionally. She didn't have any use for him. Now that we're here in June 2025, Meri's in a better place. She's doing great. Her and Kody? There is no relationship there anymore. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he just picked up the phone out of nowhere, trying to get her to come back again. Because regardless of what he says on television, she is the one he cannot release. She was the most devoted. She gave the most. She sacrificed everything for him, and Kody is aware of that. That's why, in his heart, he will never give up. That's why Meri must remain strong. In all honesty, I would suggest complete no contact, because Kody's not finished. He'll promise he is, but he won't quit. He never does. Just glance at Janelle. He's had her go back several times previously. That's why I think that they would all do better if they cut them off completely. Anyway, what's your take? Leave it in the comments. And don't forget, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for hanging out, besties. See you in the next one. Bye.